There is a concrete harbor wall standing in the Mediterranean. Right now that has been slammed by ocean waves for over 2000 years and it is actually getting stronger. Meanwhile, a modern concrete parking garage built 40 years ago is already crumbling apart. Something is very wrong with our modern concrete and the Romans figured out the fix before we even knew there was a problem. Modern concrete, the stuff holding up our bridges and buildings, has a shelf life. Water gets in, steel rubber rust, cracks spread, and within 50 to 100 years it starts fading. But Roman concrete structures built with no rubber and much simpler tools are still standing strong after 2 millennia. By the end of this video, you will know the actual chemical trick the Romans stumbled onto, and it is something scientists only fully cracked in the last few years. Research suggests that Romans did not just tolerate small cracks and imperfections in their mix. Those imperfections were actually the secret ingredient. Picture a Roman engineer around 30 BC standing at a construction site near the Bay of Naples. He is not using the same fine grey powder we use today. He is mixing volcanic ash, a specific type called pozzolana, with lime and seawater. When researchers examined sample of 2000-year-old Roman concrete under an electron microscope a few years ago, they found small white mineral deposits scattered through it called lime clasts. For decades, engineers assumed these were just a sign of sloppy mixing, evidence the Romans had not blended their materials well enough. What if the Romans were using a technique called hot mixing, where they added quick lime directly at very high temperatures instead of pre-slaking it into a paste first? Those lime clasts are not a defect, they are a built-in repair kit. When a crack eventually forms in the concrete and water seeps in, it dissolves calcium from those very lime clasts. That calcium-rich fluid then reacts with the surrounding material and recrystallizes, physically filling the crack back in before it can spread. When seawater interacts with the volcanic ash and lime over time, it triggers a slow chemical reaction that closes a mineral called aluminous tugomorite within the concrete's microscopic cracks. That is why those harbor walls are more solid now than the day they were poured. The flaw everyone dismissed for a century turns out to be the whole reason Roman concrete outlives ours. Modern concrete is engineered to be strong on day one and then slowly, silently fail as cracks spread unchecked. Roman concrete was engineered intentionally or through generations of trial and error to keep fighting back against damage for centuries. It is not that the Romans built something indestructible, they built something that will.